Hello and welcome to the Crusaders induction video, The Good Crewman. In this video, we will be looking at how you should prepare for work, your attitude and performance at work, and our expectations of what you should do when you leave work. The video is divided up into 3 parts. The first part deals with preparing for work. We expect you to make preparations for the jobs you have been assigned. You may be assigned more than one job in a day, so it's important to be well prepared for work. Always ensure you are well rested and have had adequate sleep. Remember, you always need to be at the venue 15 minutes before the start of your shift. As part of this process, make sure you know where you're going and how long it will take you to get there. You don't want to be late or get lost. Useful tools can be found on the internet or your smartphone. For example, in London, you can use the TfL Journey Planner. It gives you accurate details on public transport routes and the time it will take to get from A to B. Check the night before to see if there are any planned service closures. Most maintenance is done on weekends, so be prepared. Ensure that you always leave enough time, as you might not get the first tube during peak times. Alternatively, use apps like Google Maps so you can plan your route by various transport types, such as car, foot or bicycle. If you're driving, account for congestion and traffic at peak times. Once you've done this, then you need to check you have the correct uniform. It should be clean and presentable. If your uniform is looking tired, faded, or is damaged or torn, you should ask your manager for replacement items. Remember, Crusaders mainly work for corporate clients and within lots of corporate venues. Appearance is very important. If you wear facial jewelry, you must remove it before work. If you have long hair, you must tie it up so it looks neat or cover it with a Crusaders baseball cap or beanie. The company will not assign any jobs to you if your appearance is considered untidy. You then need to pack for your shift. Make sure that you have some form of photo ID with you, either driver's license, ID card or passport. You should always pack your long black trousers and Crusaders polo. Some clients may require you to wear these on site, especially in smart hotels and within the business area, so be prepared. You should always pack your personal protective equipment, PPE, your steel-cap shoes or boots, high-vis vest, hard hat and gloves. You should always pack an extra polo shirt or t-shirt if you're going to do more than one job in a day. This will allow you to change if you're sweaty or dirty. Remember, all Crusaders need to look smart and appear clean and tidy when arriving on site. This includes your steel-cap shoes or boots. It's a good idea to have 2 pairs of safety shoes just in case some are wet or dirty. Some of the venues we work in are not very close to facilities such as cafes or sandwich shops. It's important to be well nourished for work. If you're going to be working on a long shift, it's a good idea to take a packed lunch and water with you. During summer months, please ensure you have packed sunscreen, as you're likely to work outside. Likewise, be prepared for the winter and rainy months. Prepare for the worst-case scenario. Once you've packed your bag for work, have a shower, make sure your hair is neat and tidy, and you look presentable. Set off for work and make sure that you arrive at your destination ready to work at least 15 minutes before the start time. If you encounter any problems along the way, such as traffic, train cancellations or other transport problems, you should immediately call or text the crew chief, CC, to let him know when you will arrive. If you're feeling ill and unable to work, you need to contact your duty manager ASAP. Don't leave it to the last minute. Make sure you provide suitable notice, ideally the day before. Having prepared for your journey, you should arrive at the venue 15 minutes before the start of the shift. On arrival, introduce yourself to the crew chief, CC, and the rest of the crew. When you are waiting outside a venue before you start work, make sure that you don't hinder the venue entrances or exits. You should wait quietly and maintain a professional appearance and attitude. Do not smoke near the entrance or exit of a building. Only smoke in designated smoking areas. On the crew chief's CC instructions, enter the building. Use the tradesman's entrance or the entry point indicated to you by the CC or client. You may have to sign in at security at some venues. Their security may also ask to check your bags. Please be cooperative and respectful when asked to do this. They are there to do a job too. If you're not wearing your full uniform and you need to change before your shift, you should arrive early so you can get changed, ready to start 15 minutes before your start time. And do this in an area where you will not be seen by the client, venue staff or public. Do not change in the street. Once inside the venue, you should find a safe place to put down your bag. Remove any valuables and keep these on your person. Make sure that your bag is not in a place that could hinder the pathways or areas where work will be done. The crew chief is in charge on site. Before the shift starts, the CC will brief you on the job. He will assign you a training buddy if you're still on probation. Although the client may brief the whole crew before the job starts, it's up to the crew chief to assign specific tasks. He will allocate tasks to your training buddy and yourself. Never ask the client or their staff what to do. Always refer to your training buddy or the crew chief. Pay close attention to all instructions. Remember to always work with your training buddy. If you're unsure of anything, then you should clarify it with them. They are experienced crew and will be able to answer your questions. Always work efficiently with a sense of urgency and demonstrate a friendly but respectful attitude towards your crew chief, training buddy, crew, clients, employees, venue employees, the public, and anyone else on site you come into contact with. Remember that we expect you to always show the company in the best possible light during and outside of work. You are representing Crewsaders, and if you come into contact with the public whilst in uniform, it's very important you show the same respect to them too. Try and learn something new each shift. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't understand something, ask your crew chief or training buddy. The do's on site are: do work efficiently and quietly. Do show respect for all those around you. Do observe safe working practices. Do use the bins provided for any rubbish you personally accumulate. Use the recycling bins if they are available. Do notify the crew chief or your training buddy if you need to use the toilet. Do communicate and ask questions, never assume. Do report any accidents or near misses. Do report any damage to equipment or venue. There are also some don'ts. Don't smoke in or near the venue unless you have the crew chief's permission. You should only smoke in a designated smoking area. Don't talk or shout loudly unless absolutely necessary. Don't swear. Don't enter the venue if the event is still ongoing. Notify the crew chief or client you have arrived, but wait until called. Don't sleep at venues. Don't waste production materials such as gaffer tape, timber, or other resources. Don't take pictures or videos of anything on site unless given permission by the client. Under no circumstances should crewmen use mobile phones on site, whether for calls or texts, unless you have been given permission to do so by the crew chief. And under no circumstances should crewmen help themselves to crew catering unless given permission from the CC or client. Theft will not be tolerated. Never help yourself to any gift bags or event merchandise. Remember, there are cameras everywhere and you are being watched. Lastly, drink and drugs are a big no-no. Anyone caught under the influence will be immediately sent off site and dismissed from Crewsaders. Don't be tempted to go to the pub between shifts and arrive on site under the influence of alcohol, as this will also result in dismissal. Once the shift finishes, the crew chief will approach the client to check that the job has been completed. In some circumstances, you may be asked by the crew chief to stay on if there is still work to do. Once the job is finished, say goodbye to the clients, their staff, and the venue staff you've been working with. Remember to create a good impression with all these people, because you will be seeing them again. Collect your bags and leave the venue in a quiet and orderly fashion. Remember to sign out at security if you've signed in. Security might want to check your bag on the way out. Remember, they're only doing their jobs, and if searches are being carried out, then everyone is being searched. Be respectful. We hope this video has been informative. If you need any more information of its contents, or if you have any questions, then please just ask. Enjoy yourself, because there will always be something new to learn and see on site. And there'll be plenty of banter, so make sure you get stuck in and get involved.